gonna fly. The beast is awake, orange, black, and white. Cause when the jungle come alive, who day we ignite and Cincinnati, we gon' rise and in the jungle we unite and dripping orange and black and white. Who day when we fight, live and die in Detroit. Wake up the beast, every game day is a feast. Time to bust it off the leash. In the jungle dripping heat, tigers strike the city streets. East side stand up, west side stand up. If you rapping, who day? Time to put your hands up. Bingo stripes, we in it. New day, new age, yeah, we get it. Cincinnati jungle fit it. Who day in our house, we win it. Orange and black and white, we build it. Earn our stripes, you know we kill it. Bleed our colors, jungle dripping. Nasty, natty, yeah, we lit it. Lit the crowd, get the city loud. Yeah, we feasting now. Fit the pounds, make the city howl. Now we beastin' now. Thunder through the tunnel, from the sideline to the huddle. Stripes we tatted on the jungle when we flex that who they muscle on them. Stripes, Cincinnati, we gon' rise in in the jungle we unite in dripping orange and black and white. All day when we fight, live and die in these stripes. Now who gotta move like it on? Now who wanna move crossing on? Now who wanna move on? If you got stripes and you let the city know you rock 'em, yeah we got 'em, yeah we fought 'em. Like that black and orange upon 'em, bingo bought 'em, never stop it till the beast and know who they rockin' with the diamond stripes, flossing on the ring. Cincinnati, she's our queen, we gon' show the world who king. Orange in the day, black in the night. Stripes in our veins, sparks gonna fly. The beast is awake, orange, black and white. Cause when the jungle come alive, who day we ignite and Cincinnati, we gon' rise and in the jungle we unite and dripping orange and black and white. Who day when we fight, live and die in these stripes. Now who gotta move like it on? Now who wanna move crossing on? Now who wanna move on? Who day when we fight, live and die in these stripes.
Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to the show. This is Sports with Strawberry Ice. I'm your host, the Iceman, Jeff Trunapole. And as always, I bring you sports from a West Side point of view right here in the great city of Cincinnati, Ohio, home of the AFC North champions and the AFC champions, Cincinnati Bengals. Now, do me a favor, if you found the show, hit that like and subscribe button. Smash that thumbs up. I'm up to 1,877 subscribers. That is awesome. As always, I appreciate every single one of you guys. Now, if you're watching it on Twitter or Facebook and you have yet to subscribe to my channel, please do so. Please go to the YouTube channel, Sports with Strawberry Ice. Hit the subscription button, hit the bell for notification. Every time I go live, you'll be notified. Also, exclusively in the YouTube chat crew, we're doing super chats. So if you got something you're pressing to get me or Cap to answer, give me a super chat. I greatly appreciate it. Now, this show and every show is brought to you by T Properties. T Properties, quality housing for quality people. Check out the website at www.tpropertiesllc.com for all your rental property management needs and your rental needs. What's up to everybody in the chat? There's so many in there. I love it. I'm just going to say hello to everybody. It's a Monday. I know everybody's got all kinds of stuff that they want to get off their chest, but I just want to put to you guys this way before we get Cap in here. And my apologies to Cap because I was messing around on TikTok and I forgot to send him a link, but he's in there now. He's in the waiting room. I see him. Anyway, my thoughts on yesterday's game. Yes, we played terrible. Yes, we turned the ball over a ton. Yes, Clark Harris got injured and he's after the year. But guess what? The Squealers played the best game they could possibly play. They played out of their mind. And they beat us by 3 points. And these Squealer fans that are coming at me saying, oh, you guys are a joke. Oh, you guys are this. Jackpot Joey got sacked. You beat us by 3 points. 3. That's it. I mean, we had, dude, it amazes me of how even some Bengal fans are trying to jump off the bridge. Oh, Zach Taylor did this. Zach Taylor did that. Joe Burrow did. It's a bad game. They played bad. Honestly, if you guys remember back last year to the first game of the year, that was against Minnesota. We played relatively the same way. Now the Squealers defense played a lot better, but our offense wasn't very good in that game, and we came back and won that game with a money Mick field goal to win the game. Now, if Clark Harris doesn't get hurt, then the same thing happens again this year. So everybody who's on the rooftop getting ready to jump off the bandwagon, all that stuff, just relax. We're here for you. Me and Cap are here for you, okay? It's going to be okay. It's one game. They beat us by 3 points, and they tried as hard as they could, and I don't think the Squealers could play a better game. Anyway, that's my little rant to start the show off. Let's see what Cap has to say. What is up, my friend?
You caught me typing to Augie. That's sweet. He ran into Big Willie at the airport.
Yeah, I saw all that in the group chat. That is cool. So anyway, we had a little miscommunication. Cat didn't know I was going to do a show today, and then I forgot to send him a link. So he ran upstairs and got all pretty-fied and everything, and now he's ready to go. So
you look good. You feel good. You feel good. You talk well, but it's not working because I still barely have a voice.
I don't understand how I still have one, to be honest. I mean, I was talking to Dale about 20 minutes ago, and he's talking like this. He sounds like Marge from the Simpsons, you know.
I was like, because Collinsworth last night, hopefully he did say that he just lost his voice and he's okay, but hopefully that is true and he will be okay.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know, like I said, I don't know how I still have a voice because I was screaming the whole time. But let's just talk about the fans here real quick and how loud that stadium was yesterday.
It was okay.
Okay, I thought
it was really okay. Loud. We've been way louder. We can bring more. You know, I understand it's a first game back. We can be louder. I know we can. Yes, we do, Hoss. Yes, we do.
Exactly. So anyway, what is your thoughts on how much of the trolls coming after you today? Because I try to stay off Twitter and everything, but I'll just do this real quick. Right before, one thing that kind of distracted me before I wasn't sending you a link. Somebody on TikTok used one of my videos that I put on TikTok and blasted back at me. Yeah, which is fine. Hey, that's cool. They beat us. It happens. I mean, I think it's cool that I meant that much to that guy to take time to clip out something I said and put it on his video. So I hope he gets 1,000 views on it. I think it's awesome. But the funny thing to me is they beat us by 3 points. I keep saying it. 3 points. That is it. And Cap, the Bengals did not play good. I mean, Zach Taylor had a bad game. He even said he admitted, he
didn't have a bad game.
He should have he admitted he made mistakes.
Well, yeah. I mean, you're going to have mistakes every game, but yeah, that was on Burrow. Burrow, and Burrow said as much without saying as much. If Burrow plays average, we win by 2 or 3 scores.
Exactly. Brad wants to know updates on Clark Harris. He is out for the year, as far as I know. So unfortunately, he's out, and Cal Adamitis is in. Now I've had people ask me like, "Well, why don't we have a backup snapper?" Like, well, we did. It was Wilcox. But
yeah, well, and I'll say this: that's an emergency snapper. Teams don't have. Cal is our backup snapper.
Yeah, but they don't have him on the 53-man roster because all he does is snap.
No team ever does it. It's not a thing. Nope.
Right.
Yep.
So that's where I was like, nobody has that. That's what I was trying to tell some people. Like, well, we should have had somebody like that's what you have. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, we had our mess up. We're going to get better. I mean, to be honest, like I said, Cap, remember last year, the Minnesota game? We didn't play that great in the Minnesota game. We came back and won. Now, if we kick a field goal, like, Shooter usually does, we win the game.
Yep. I mean, we're talking about the easy stuff.
Mm-hmm.
One, I don't even care with Wilcox emergency snapping. I bet if they try the extra point and kick 100 times each, it's 99 times each that they make those.
Now, this is ridiculous. It said some people on Twitter and others want to fire Zach. You guys are nuts if you're saying that.
I noticed. I thought it was interesting that the bigot Tom Brenneman was weighed in on that. I didn't realize he was back, but boy, he had some really ignorant things to say. He was all in against Zach, and as ignorant as he's shown himself to be about life in general before, that was not unexpected. But yeah, he's so way off. It's insane. People complaining about. It's funny because Twitter too often people are complaining about kicking on third. Everyone around me in 158 was like, we need to kick. I'm terrified of the long snapper. Something could happen. We need to kick on third. And I'm like, it's been a while, because that used to be more of a thing on some of these late field goals. You kick on third, something happens, you've got another shot. Didn't quite work out, but that's what was going on.
The only thing I can say from that is maybe if, when Kevin Huber got the snap and it was high, maybe if he could have just fell on the ball, and now we'd have to kick it from there and maybe try to re-kick it again. Because I'm pretty sure if you fall on the ball there and you don't kick it, then we can re-kick it again on fourth down. So that's the only thing I can say maybe. But, I mean, it's hard to do that in the moment. You're just trying to snap the ball, get it down. I mean, if he can get it down and spins the laces out, it's probably good.
It's hard to fight instinct, especially when it was like the first high snap probably in a decade. It's hard to fight instinct. And he got it down. Yeah. Now, unfortunately, I've seen the breakdown. Caleb Noe, I think, had a great breakdown of that in a video. He used to be a kicker, and I didn't think about this, but you're aiming for ball. Mm-hmm. On the right snap and hold, the ball's there, so you're aiming for the ball. He didn't have anything to aim. There was a spot in the ground to try to aim for. He knew relatively where it was going to be. He's done it enough, but the ball wasn't down fast enough, which is going to cause problems.
Yeah, and the other thing is which I kind of blame the refs on this, because Zach came out and said, when we punted there in the overtime, he goes, we're trying to figure out where the ball is going to be placed at. So they didn't know. So that's why if you watch the game and they're running the field goal team on, then they ran back off, then they run the punt team on. So he said in the moment there, they could have probably waited and try to run some more clock out. But in the moment when everything's going on and it's a split second decision and you don't even know if you're going to kick it or if you're going to punt it, because you don't know where the hell they're going to spot the ball, it makes it kind of hard to make that decision.
Which I'm impressed that he admitted that, because I didn't think that had anything to play, because how far did they drive to get that?
About
Chat,
50 yards.
You want to help us out? I was thinking, because, hey, admittedly, when things didn't work out in the second last drive of regulation, it felt over. I mean, that stunk. It felt over. And then we got the ball back because the defense.
Defense played awesome.
Had we forced them 3 and out, we would have got the ball back.
Mm-hmm.
So then suddenly maybe we've got the opportunity to drive down the field, and then we win it. And then everybody's calling Zach a genius, or whoever a genius for snapping with 15 left.
Mm-hmm. I mean, the thing is, there's
now,
so many possibilities.
You know what though? Like I'm trying to find it exactly the what went down. Was the clock running or not?
On which play are you talking about again? On the punt?
The end there. Chad, help me out. Somebody let me know if what I just said even would have mattered. I appreciate y'all.
All right.
I'm
here. Kenny wants to know Dax even get in. Yes, he played like 6 snaps, and Zach said today it was just because they were breaking him in, and it was just the way the game rolled. They will work him in better. He said they have a lot of guys who can play multiple positions. He named himself. He named Dax. He named Akeem Davis Gaither. He named a couple other guys. So that's just the way it went for he got in 6 snaps. But, I mean, to be honest, our defense played really good. I thought our defense played awesome. They kept us in the game.
Oh, yeah.
So,
defense played well, and that's to go back to like Steelers trolls. This is where one of my favorite quotes comes into play. And
says it wasn't
running. Okay, so if it was running, then I'm not making stuff up. It really would have been, a good play had we been able to get the ball back. You never know. I think Zach, just like Burrow, is good about the introspection, looking, what could I've done differently, and honestly, if you could help Burrow not throw a couple of those picks, the 3, if you got a D lineman jumping up in the air and being able to bring it down for a pick, I'm not worried about that. Tip passes, depending on the ball placement, I'm not worried about that. But like the one should have been a touchdown to Boyd. Just very and I can't make any of the throws, so who am I to criticize? They weren't Joe Burrow throws. I retweeted some a throw or two from Justin Herbert that kind of like a reminder. Herbert's fitness ball, like the velocity and thrown into a tight window and just carrying his team. That's who Joe Burrow is also. He just wasn't able to in that first half. We dug a hole. We could have been up 3 touchdowns, at least 2 touchdowns. The entire game plays out differently then.
I mean, the thing is,
he's going to have a bad game. That's fine.
Yeah.
I don't care. He'll bounce back. I know it.
This is going to show the character of this team. I'm just telling you right now, because like Jeremy Roush tweeted out yesterday that Joe is sitting still in his uniform and everything, 45 minutes just staring. And that tells me he's pissed that he lost. He's mad at himself for how he played. He's mad the way the team played. He's going to be more focused and even better. I'm just saying, watch out, Dallas. Watch out, Jets, because when you got a mad, pissed off Joe Burrow, I think he's going to be more focused and more determined than he was last week. And a lot of this has to do with, we talk about, not playing the preseason. It does. If you remember last year, they got off to a slow start as far as the offense goes. I mean, they weren't as consistent. Now we got to get the offensive line. And the offensive line only played, for 3 weeks together. So these are all things that we were all wondering if it was going to affect them. Yeah, I think it did affect them. And it happens. Again, I keep saying this. It's not like the Squealers came in here and destroyed us. I mean, they didn't. They beat us by 3 points. That's it.
No, the quote that I kind of jumped off. Truth is, belief is not required. So that is 2 words. Truth is, period. It just exists. Belief is not required. Nobody has to believe it. If something is true and the entire world doesn't believe it, it doesn't make it untrue. I want everybody to think about that. I want everybody to hold that, write it down, keep that with you forever, because in some of the hardest times in my life, I went back to that quote. I mean, even right now, there have been moments where, people have tried to tear me down and attack me. And truth is, no matter what anybody says, what anybody does, the truth exists. I don't care if anybody believes it or not. This team Sunday thoroughly outplayed the Pittsburgh Steelers. The better team did not win, and sometimes that happens. I am not one to believe, whoever wins is the best team. No, weird stuff happens. Guess what? The Steelers whipped the Bills last year. They were not a better team than the Buffalo Bills, and everyone knows it. We're right here in the same spot. They are not better than the Cincinnati Bengals. Everyone knows it. Trolls want to say otherwise. Trolls want to laugh. It literally doesn't matter. I am not worried about the Pittsburgh Steelers anymore. They are not our rival anymore. The Chiefs are. The Bills are. Over in the AFC, whoever's going to be in the Super Bowl with us, that's who our rivals are. So guess what? Great. You got lucky, guys. The fans in the stadium knew. I talked to more than one Steelers fan who knew. They knew, okay, you can't go into every game, Steelers fans all ready to gloat, like, oh, yeah, Pat Mahomes is just going to throw 4 dumb picks or 3 dumb picks for no reason, like he's never done before in his life, and their long snapper is going to get hurt, they're going to get an extra point blocked, and they're going to miss field goal. Like, all these things that never happen, they add up. People were discounting the Cincinnati Bengals because you don't always win those 1-score games, or how many times did they end on a winning field goal and because of a defensive turnover, the defense got the ball back for the offense. Like, you can't count on that every play. You know what you really can't count on is a long snapper being injured mid-game. Mm-hmm. I've never seen that happen. I mean,
dude, I saw it too. I don't know if you saw the kid because he was on the kickoff coming right toward us.
He was mad. I felt horrible.
Oh, he was pissed off. He ran down there. He was the first one to get to the ball carrier, and he tried to attack him with his right arm. He got kicked or something, and I saw him. And I'm like, oh crap, because Dale sits right behind me, and that's Dale and him are like best friends. So I sat behind him. I was like, dude, I said Clark's hurt. So he ran over to the sideline holding his arm. I was like, he's not moving it. I'm like, he's and then he got up, walked around. I'm like, and then finally the trainers came over, and then I didn't see him anymore. I said, that's not good. I said,
yeah,
we're losing long
snapper. I'm gonna catch up in chat. If you keep up with me, that's fine. I don't care. Stuart Monty, a lot of goods. O-line wasn't one. You know what? I thought they played better in the second half. I think they'll be okay. I tweeted out some PFF grades, and Collins, that might be like the game back for him. You know, he was rehabbing injury. He came on a little slow, so I think he's going to be just fine. I mean, Karras and Kappa graded extremely well. Jonah was fine, and Volson in true pass sets was actually pretty good according to PFF grade. And I know I can't say that I don't like PFF grade when they grade our O-line badly, and then like it when they grade our O-line well. I still, disclaimer is, I like a lot of their grades. I am very hesitant on O-line, but eye test, I do think they started to come together a little bit more. I expect that to be the same. And plus, hey, that D-line is no joke. Tyler Houday, T get knocked out was a beast of a disappointment. A couple people talked about T.
Real quick, I think that should have been targeting. Don't you?
So I haven't looked closely enough yet. Now
I rewatched the game twice, and both times I see it's helmet to helmet, and they hit as hard as helmet came off. I mean, I don't know how it's not, or at least
the one angle I saw, I did think that T came forward a little, and I got to be consistent. I thought the defender, and I still have not. What I do is I'm going to make a video of it, and then I'll slow-mo and rewind and all that. I haven't done that yet, but the one look that I did get, I did think that the defender started with T higher, started into his hit, and then T came down. I've been there. Like you pick a spot in somebody's chest, you start going down, you're committed. At that point, and so many people. I'm about to light up a Steelers fan on Twitter after the show about the Antonio Brown and Burfict hit. Same thing. Burfict started when he was in the air. In Burfict's mind, he had a line drawn. And then at the very last second, in the video replay, you can see Antonio Brown lower his head. He would have got lit up in the chest had he not lowered his head into the contact. Not a lot of people talk about that. You know, some people talk about the how early Burfict started his hit. He probably shouldn't, but whatever. Nobody talks about the fact Antonio Brown did lower his helmet. So I'm less upset about the T hit. I'm more upset about Watt hitting Mixon in the head.
Yeah,
I think that was more egregious because Mixon was pretty much on a line.
Mm-hmm.
You know, even Mixon did look like he ducked his head a little to protect himself, but he didn't lower into. If his head was up, it was still going to be face mask. I didn't like that, and the hit on Boyd, I haven't seen a replay, but I had a pretty good view of it, as did you, and I think that was rough. Which obviously that got flagged.
Yeah.
So typical dirty Steelers.
Exactly.
Now it did. It really hurt with T out, but you know, back to the truth is, I know the truth. We all know the truth. Anybody outside of Pittsburgh who sees that, it's like, yeah, if you know Burrow and you're a fan of Burrow, you're not expecting Burrow to ever do that again, and he didn't.
No, I mean, if you look at the second half, Burrow had a better second half than he did the first half. So, I mean, look, he brought us back. I mean, I think Jackpot said it in here in the comments. He said he damn near threw 3 touchdowns in about 3 minutes. I mean, we came back. I mean, literally, we're an extra point away from winning the game.
Oh yeah,
literally, that's what it is. That's where I'm like, it's not that bad.
So on his worst day,
yes, we still damn near won.
Could have won that game, and then oh my goodness, I would have been trolling everybody. Right. Whoever on Facebook who calls himself Cincinnati Bengals, that is not the Cincinnati Bengals. I'm upset with the offensive line, upset with Zach Taylor's play calling. See, I miss me with the play calling because there's so many people. Somebody on Twitter will talk about one play And then people, and I'm not saying you, but I see a lot of people who don't understand what it takes to design and scheme. And I've got some surprises around that coming. I won't talk about now, but they don't know what goes into it. So they latch on to somebody else with a blue check mark. They might not be correct. So you know what? There's one, like, I didn't like one of the pitch plays near the goal line just because of the way the defensive line was playing. But I could see how if that would have been executed better, that might have been a good choice. I just personally, but guess what? No one's hiring me. No one's going to make me a play caller. So it doesn't matter. I do know we went for Super Bowl and almost won it.
You're not a play caller on the side there, Cap?
Yeah. So no, overall, if Burrow doesn't 3 of those throws, if he changes 3 of those throws, we win by multiple scores, and no one's talking about Zach's play calling.
Right.
Exactly. Burrow had a bad day. It's what it comes down to.
And that's the biggest thing, and that's why I keep saying
defense. Something to be proud of. Crypt, yes. Who-dey Crypt, by the way. Yeah, now. Granted, I do not think the Steelers' offense will be impressive at all. I was never worried about Najee.
It wasn't impressive yesterday. They didn't do anything.
No, I mean, it's partly our defense, but it's partly I'm high on our defense because I know what they can do. I'm not high on our defense because of what they did against what I think is a mediocre offense.
I'll get to Robbie's here. He said, the only problem I had with Zach yesterday was he didn't challenge the Chase touchdown. And he came back and he admitted that on his press conference today that he should have went back.
You know what? He didn't have to. He did.
No, he didn't have to, but he did. So that's what I like about Zach.
Which is also, so a lot of people, I get it. We all can't consume Bengals news all the time. I wish there are a lot of podcasts and shows that I want to watch it. I don't have time for it. And I hate it. But in case you missed it, Zach talked about that and the views that the stadium gets. That is one of the worst spots for them to get anything. Now, I don't know, every stadium. I've heard that before about other stadiums. So I don't think that that's something that they can just change by having 80 million cameras everywhere. But here's what Zach's looking at. Zach's looking at the referee from here to here of the play, looking at right here. The referee saw that he was in. The referee saw it was a touchdown. The referee chose to say it wasn't.
He was right there.
You will not convince me that referee did not know it was a touchdown. That referee is going to get reprimanded. I absolutely guarantee it. That was one of the
ball was on this side of the line. I mean,
it was one of the most obvious. Yeah. He when he stepped before, we saw the photo. The referee saw it live. If anything, and they're instructed on something that's that close, call the touchdown. The booth reviews it. If it's not, it gets overturned. He didn't do his job. The way he's instructed to do it, that is 100% on that official. And I told those guys they look good pregame. I want my compliment back. I'm going to write him. I want my compliment back. Somehow.
Fuji 88. I was thinking the same thing, and I love Shane Graham. I don't mean to bring this up, but he said it was kind of like the 2009 Broncos game. Stokely tipped the catch. Actually, I was thinking about the game in Denver, where we went out with Carson Palmer was still the quarterback. Went all the way down, and all we had to do is kick an extra point to win it, and we messed up the snap or whatever, and Shane missed it. And I know Shane's talked about that on my show before, but yeah, it reminded me a lot. It reminded me a lot too. You ever seen the movie Major League, like Major League 2? Did you ever watch that movie?
I don't think I watched 2.
Oh, I did. I watched, but I didn't watch 3, but I watched 1 and 2. Anyway, 2, it's like all the Cleveland Indian fans, because they were the Cleveland Indians back then. They're like, oh, we're going to win the World Series. We're going to do this. This is great, blah, blah. And then opening day didn't work out so good, and they lost. And everybody turns, jumps off the ship. Oh, we suck. We do this. That's what today kind of felt like sometimes with some of these fans.
That's the way our fan base has been the past how many years. And, it really stinks because, I've said it a million times. I don't care about like the numbers of followers, like quantity. I'm not out there, doing whatever, begging. for people to follow me or follow change like some other people do and stuff like that. Like I don't. The people that follow me, I know they follow me because they appreciate the positive energy and they appreciate some of the takes and some of the other stuff, the antics, whatever. I'm so grateful for that. But then this happens, and some of the people who follow me more recently don't realize, oh, he's a Bengals fan. Like, I am going to try to support them. I am not going to jump off shit. And I get it. We all have different mental states. I've talked about mine. Part of me being positive is because I have to, because it's not always nice up here. Some of the self-talk and like, you know what, we're going to be okay. We're going to be okay. We're going to be okay. But honestly, here it's easy because I know we're going to be okay. Burrow did not forget how to be that stud. Burrow's been that stud at LSU. Burrow was that stud in high school. Burrow was that stud. We saw him picking it up quickly his rookie year. And then his first full season, he takes us to Super Bowl. The dude was making throws. I mean, escaping and running out of bounds. Like, I can't get the velocity on a football running at the speed that he was when he leapt out of bounds to hit that against the Raiders. Like, how?
Right.
That I mean, that what everybody wanted to talk about, whatever whistle that supposedly was heard. But I mean, if that was Mahomes, people would have just been like throwing their clothes on the field. And that was an amazing throw. That is still Joe Burrow. He didn't forget that. He did have appendicitis and major surgery just a few weeks back. I am sorry. I think he's a god. And it's unfair to him. He is just barely mortal. I tweeted that out. It's my fault. And that's why I'm not upset. I'm not upset with him.
I'm not upset at all. I'm just, I'm more.
Some people are. Some people are pissed.
Oh no, that's why I'm trying to use the show. Going, it's not that bad. Just relax. I mean, again, I'm going to say this again. The Squealers, and I'm going to call them the Squealers, played the best possible game they could play.
They got lucky.
They can't play a better game. They can't. You think the Bengals can? Abso-freaking-lutely they can. So yeah. I'll see you guys in Pittsburgh because I think we're going to drop 40 on you. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm not, but I know we're going to play better than we did yesterday. So
PDG missed extra point. Yeah. I think Jake Lisco talked a little bit about that, if I recall. But yeah, Sample. The thought was that no, it's not Sample usually blocking there. If he takes the inside guy, the extra point's made. So once again, it looks like, oh, whoa. Minka made a phenomenal play to block that. No, somebody missed a simple assignment blocking on the extra point, led a guy straight through, and apparently the snap was a little late or a little slow.
Late, but it was more of just the Sample missing is what the biggest thing was.
Yeah, I mean, that's a big thing. That's if he makes the inside block instead, that's a good, absolutely.
Exactly. If he makes that block and he doesn't make a mistake or blocks him, then we don't have a block kick and we win the game. We go home. We're not all depressed and stuff. There was a comment here.
Greg Luther, the thing we know.
Oh, now, I got it. Hold on. Let me get the Jack here because Jack doesn't comment. Jack is my Ravens fan that when the Bengals in 2020 stunk. Yeah, he would talk last year. He didn't talk a whole lot to us this year, so he wanted to know how we're doing. I'm doing fine. I'm doing great. How are you, Jack? Because I'm not scared of you guys. It's going to be fine.
Well, he just says, how goes it? I mean, I'm not assuming anything in that intent.
I'm assuming.
We're chilling here.
He's cool.
But yeah, Greg's like, we know who the real fans are, who the fake fans are by banning the team already. I'll admit, I agree with you, Greg. I'm always afraid to say that publicly because like for whatever followers I have or whatever people think, people make me out to be a social media influencer or whatever. I've never said that. I don't want to be that. I'm a fan and I have a positive message and I try to learn about what's going on with the team so that I can report back where we're going and why we should have hope and why you should come party with us because it's a blast.
Oh, dude, we had so much fun yesterday. Let's just talk how much fun we had before the game yesterday. We had so much fun going down there. I mean, Elizabeth came down and gave us high fives. We got on TV. We got to see all the guys running out of the tunnel. And Clark Harris was throwing footballs to everybody. I remember talking to him. I said, I know you're not throwing it to me. He's like, he kind of laughed because no, usually I throw the football to kids. I said, good, I'll duck. You can throw it to the kids. That was to me. That's what the coolest thing is about, along with winning and having a good team, but about being a Bengals fan and being at those games, hanging out with you guys, hanging out with my friends, tailgating before the game. It's a family that you only see 8 times a year. That's what's so cool. That was so much fun yesterday. Even if we did lose, it was still fun.
Yep. And back to Greg there, I don't want to say stuff like that publicly because then it looks like I'm being a bully or whatever. Hey, you know what? Fan however you want to fan, but I am not going to bend over backwards to help out someone that I know, like with tickets or whatever, that I know is going to jump ship immediately. I'm not going to do it.
Well, Aaron, that's what Keith's saying. He goes, I wonder how many sold their season tickets already. I'm like, if you sold your season tickets after one game, bye. Go ahead.
Hey, some years that's how we got season tickets. Yeah. It's so cheap, people were just disgusted, and now we've got amazing seats. So yeah, Greg, I totally understand the sentiment. People who are emotional, if you've got to just express some oh, they stink, blah blah, just for a moment, but then come back to reality and say, you know what, I was mad, everything's gonna be okay, I can hang with you. The people today that I unfollowed one very large account that was just being verbally insulting of Zach Taylor. And debate certain play calls. And if you want to prove your chops, talk about exactly why schematically. Don't call him Nate. That's just lame. I'm not down with that.
That's a weak comeback there. Now let's go to Pete here. He said, I've noticed people attacking you in jests this year, and I don't get it. Too educated and positive Bengal fans.
Thank you,
I don't
Pete.
get it either, dude. Good.
It's what it's one of the ugly things about social media. Somebody gets attention, somebody gets a little bit of, I guess, notoriety. People have opinions or want to tear you down, or they send buddies to tear you down. I try to ignore it. I'll admit it gets to me sometimes. It's my fault. I gotta do better on that.
Now, this is a good one here by Chris. He goes, name another QB that can go 5 turnovers and still bring the team back to win if that extra point was made. Answer:
Mike
none.
Tomlin. 17 games he has coached when his Pittsburgh Steelers have had 4 turnovers. 17 games in his tenure, his Pittsburgh Steelers have had 4 turnovers. He's won 2. When you bump that up to 5 turnovers or more, Mike Tomlin has played 7 games and is winless. 5. We were a long snapper away from doing something Mike Tomlin's never done in his career.
Exactly. Greg said, Cap, Strawberry, everyone else who I follow, you guys may be more disciplined over the last years as a fan. Thank you.
I appreciate compliments like that more than probably any other compliment, Greg, because for me, it's a lifestyle. It's a life decision. If you can conquer your feelings and the peaks and valleys of Bengals fandom, you can conquer anything because, Greg, work, career, that stuff gets dumb sometimes. And if you can understand perspective and keep everything that's important and close to you and realize you can't really stress about things you cannot control, enjoy the highs, brush off the lows. It's not easy to do, but football fandom gives you a perfect place to practice. So I love hearing that. Thank you. And hey, I might need some advice from you because I'm struggling today, bro.
All right, Dustin Croft, thanks for the $5 super chat. Disappointed in the reaction of Bengal fans to this game. It literally is insane, and I've never seen anything like that, and players feel that.
Thank you for saying players feel that. I have said it for years. It was a killer for me trying to get people on board. I mean, I've seen other super fans do it. It drives me like you don't understand. Word travels, players see it.
Well, especially now we have social media. It's instant reaction. You can that's why I don't like saying anything till after the game's over, win or lose.
Hey, I have a very small show nobody cares about with Flying Tiger, but there have been comments made on the show, and I had a particular player attempt some sign language walking in the locker toward me. I looked like me. I think I knew what he said, and I need to find out more information. But it was kind of I got to find out more information. But and I don't think I say anything bad, but obviously I'm not privy to everything that happens in the locker room. I will try. I'll be honest. If while people were trying to say the locker room was disjointed, I only asked a couple of questions and heard what I needed. I didn't dig. I'm not going to dig for negative when I heard the truth from people I could trust, and lo and behold, they were right. So yeah, that's true. Although I've seen it with fans before, I thought we were better. And I think overall we are.
Overall we are. It's just the louder ones are the ones that
Well, no, for me, it's the quiet ones. It's okay, anybody that's interacted with a negative fan today, think about when you hear that from that fan. I'm picturing a profile photo right now, and I see the name, and he only pops up when something negative happens. Some people love drama. Stay away from them. Exactly. Some people don't want to block anybody on social media like they won. I don't care. I'll block everybody. I have limited time to be on Twitter. And if your energy is only to feel bad, I don't have time for it. It's a block. I mean, my life is great with that.
I'll get a shout out here to Robbie. I met him on Friday. So I want to say it was good meeting you, and glad you enjoyed the show. Joe Burrow played the worst game I've ever seen him play in the NFL. Had 5 turnovers, but they can still win. I mean, the game. I think they were trying to say.
Yeah,
they still, and that's kind of what I'm just trying to tell everybody. I was like, and I keep saying it over and over and over. And I like this. We're gonna do Bill Belichick. We're on to Dallas. I mean, and did you see Dallas play? I mean, Dak Prescott is out now. So I mean, we're gonna play 2 backup quarterbacks in back-to-back weeks here. So it's looking nothing but up for the Bengals, I think.
One Nation Underground. When the QB is getting pressured, you have to throw quick passes so the pressure doesn't come into play. Taylor's killing us. That is false. And I'll tell you why. Burrow could have checked down on quite a few of those plays. Burrow could have thrown the ball out of bounds on quite a few of those plays. He did not. But that's not where the major issue came. Now, you can believe that we need improvement on the offensive line, that we need a little bit of help somehow in other ways, and believe the truth, the facts that I'm about to say, and that is Burrow threw some absolutely horrible footballs. Mm-hmm. The throw that could have been a touchdown to Boyd, he had time. The pick 6, he had time. It was a bad ball. PFF reported from a clean pocket, he couldn't crack 70. The man was 95 grade last year from a clean pocket. It was over a 30-point swing. 30. I've never seen such a gigantic drop-off. And luckily, it's only going to be for one game. When pressured, he was under 30. He was at 60. He dropped in half when he was pressured. He wasn't making the plays. He had that one spin out. I can't believe he got out. I thought he was down. Then there he is running. Can the offensive line pressure get to him? I would think it should, but at the same time, he's Joe Shiesty. We expect him to play at that elite level, and down the stretch, he did. The pressure couldn't phase him. He kept swinging even in the Super Bowl after sack after sack after sack. It didn't happen this game. He was off. He was off target. He was late. He didn't have the velocity when it was needed. the second half he came back and it was much, much better. One of the bad throws, and Jake Liscow called it out, and we saw it. But when Mike Thomas and I think it was Chase, in the other corner of the end zone, away from the tunnel, they were so close. And I'm like, why am I looking? I'm looking at Burrow, and then I glance over, and there are two guys in the area. I'm like, I have no idea what's going on. And you see it. Jake pulled up the similar play against the Chiefs last year, and Mike Thomas ran his route too deep Sunday. If he was a yard or two, I think it's supposed to be 2 yards shorter. He's at the goal line. His guy isn't close enough to get a hand up and bat that away from Jamar. That's a touchdown right there. These guys have to execute how they know they can execute. Part of that is we're missing T, we're missing Boyd at a critical moment because the Steelers are headhunting. Yeah, that's not Zach.
Keith here says, I'm going to keep beating this damn drum. The O-line needs reps together. Like I have said, Rome wasn't built in a day. I have faith. Yeah, I believe that. And like I said, and I've kind of said that too. I was like, this all has a lot to do with that the offense in general, the starters did not play in preseason. That was kind of things that I was like, let's see what happens because the Squealers played everybody, and the Bengals didn't play anybody, except for Cordell Volson. And he was trying to win a job. He was basically the only, starter that they played. So, yeah, and he's like, Rome's not built in a day. Our offensive line is going to get better. And they didn't play horrible yesterday. It's not as bad as it looks. But that's the thing is, if this is the bottom floor here, this is our worst game of the year, we're going up, nothing but up from here, dude. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
The worst games that we all remember, I mean, hell, the first time I ever wore the captain's suit, the shutout against the Ravens opening day, we got shut out.
Yeah.
Hey, guess what? I think, Andy Dalton threw 4 picks that day, which is ironic. And we had no shot. I mean, we were so far out of that game, it wasn't even fun. We were on the edge of our seats.
Oh, dude, I didn't sit the whole time. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I felt we were going to come win. I thought we were going to win this whole time. Like, I went at halftime, got something to drink and something to eat. I'm like, talking to people in the line, I was like, going, we're a second half team. I think we're going to come back and do it. And we should have. I mean, Joe Burrow put us in position to do it. Zach Taylor, say what you want. We're in position to win the game. I mean, they just didn't go our way. And sorry, when you make too many mistakes, which the Bengals did, this is what happens.
Yep.
And again, I'm gonna keep. I would steal something here from Keith. I would keep pounding this drum. The Steelers played the best game they possibly could play. They are not talented enough to play a better game. They're not. I'm sorry. Sorry, Steelers fans, you're watching. You know it. I know it. We're a better, more talented team than you are.
Yep.
We didn't play our best game. You played your best game, and you only beat us by 3 points. So I mean, you keep coming at me and telling me that you guys aren't going to go to the Super Bowl all year. Get out of it. You beat us by 3 points. Some Steelers fans act like they blew us out. It's just like you guys are nuts.
Now, if Burrow throws 4 picks every game the rest of the year, we're not going back to the Super Bowl.
No.
The beauty of it is it's not going to happen.
Right, exactly. It's not going to happen. That's the thing. I mean, but the thing is, like you said, all right, look, Keith's point, Andy Dalton threw 4 picks, and we were completely out of that game. He threw 4 picks. He turned the ball over, 6 times? And we still had a chance to win it. That's what Jackpot does. Jackpot does not care. He doesn't care how many picks he throws. He's moving on to the next play. Like, trust me, he was pissed off after the game, yada, yada, yada. He's going to get out of his system. He's going to move on to Dallas, and we're going to go down there, and I think we're going to kick their ass.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Next chance we get. Yep. Exactly. Keep the faith.
And
absolutely.
And if you look at all the NFL teams, look at the Sunday night game. I mean, nobody's offense was a juggernaut last week. Nobody really blew anybody out. So, I mean, the defenses are ahead of the offense because nobody's playing starters, and that's just the way it is.
Yep.
Johnny Paps here, 7 sacks in their first game. Are we concerned about the line and or Volson at this point? No, I'm not, because, look, I'll tell you this. Zach, I'll quote again Zach what he said. He said about Volson. He said Volson made some really, really good plays out there. He's a rookie. That's what I kind of try to tell everybody too. I said, look, even if Volson wins this job, which he did, he's still a rookie. He's going to make rookie mistakes. Hopefully he gets them out of the way, and by week 4, week 5, maybe sooner, he's better. By the time week 4, week 5 rolls around, and we don't have any major injuries in this offensive line, our offensive line is going to be rolling. We're going to be playing better. So, no, it's first game of the year. I'm not worried about it. Belief happens. It just did yesterday, and that's just the way it goes sometimes, and it's football. But again, remember, I'll say it again, Cap. How many points did we lose by? 3.
Yep. And Akila reiterating, the challenge. So I wasn't watching, but there are a couple of great fans who were in our end zone. Zach had a red flag in his hand. If there was a few more seconds before Burrow snaps that ball, it probably would have been challenged. But yeah, Akila said essentially, there's no really good angle there. And if I'm head coach and my booth is scrambling to try to decide whether or not, and they don't have a good angle, and they see a referee standing right there, I mean, what, are you going to waste the timeout? And then the end of the game, you saw how important those timeouts ended up being. Without one of those, who knows what would have happened. I get it. Like, again, I'm not going to be mad at coach because I'm afraid to be upset or disappointed that my quarterback threw 4 interceptions when the ref needs to do his job. Clearly do his job. He should have thrown up the touchdown, and then they went to review. That's what they're supposed to do when it's that close. So he either thought, certainly, there's no doubt in his mind that it wasn't a touchdown, which is BS, or he did it on purpose, which I told the guy he looked good, and I'm upset.
You did tell him that. I forgot about that. Holmes here wants to know, he said, Ice or Cap, or either one of you two making the trip down to Arlington this weekend. I'll be there. Second road trip to Jerry's World. I will not be down there. I wish I could. Cap?
I would love to be, especially since Dak got hurt. Ticket prices are dropping like cement. I've said it before. Like, I don't need sympathy, but like my oldest dog is going to be 16 in October, and he's doing okay, but it's getting to be like there's no way that he's going to last much longer.
Aww.
And he's not eating like he used to. That's been a recent thing. When I post about him eventually moving on and hanging out with the puppy we lost recently, it's going to be celebration. I don't want any sorries or, pray. No, this is going to be celebration. We're going to drink because this dude has been like the perfect sidekick. He's done exactly what he's meant to do. And like, if every dog I have lives to be 16 or maybe 17 or whatever, man, I would be on cloud 9. So it's not a set. It's bittersweet, but I don't want to be away if something happens. So I am going to Nolans, and I am going to Tampa Bay. But I thought, you know what? I don't want to look back with regret. And all of a sudden it happens in New Orleans. I'm going to try not to. So you all hold it down. There's a big Cowboys fan. You can find him online, True Blue. The dude is amazing. So many great Cowboys fans. I know everybody likes to, go to the Bengals, whatever. Hit it up. But don't be afraid to find True Blue. Ask him for advice. There's so many great Cowboys fans, and I'm so jealous of going to that stadium. I bet it's amazing.
I've seen the outside of it. That's as close as I've gotten. I'll get here back to Keith here, but some more of the comments on Volson. And this is another. I'm glad he brought this up because another thing that Zach brought up. He said not to mention he's been going against Cam Hayward, and before that it was Aaron Donald with the Rams. So I mean, Volson has getting baptism by fire as far as the offensive line goes. So that's kind of where I'm at with the offensive line. Like I said, we'll see.
One Nation Underground. Why aren't cameras covering every angle? It's only 2022. Hey, ask the NFL. I think it's the same with every team, every stadium. Maybe the Patriots screwed that up with all their videotaping, but no, there are not cameras covering every inch of everywhere. I've been begging. I've even written letters. It is so easy to put chips in these footballs that would not affect their flight pattern. And then you wouldn't need anything. It would be like, if it's over, there's a digital line, boom, put it to the computer. A computer would have called it a touchdown, and we'd be done. No, the refs still screw. Honestly, I think the NFL wants to keep control. They want to have the ability to make those judgment calls. But I need to get the wife's tinfoil hat, so it's behind the photo.
There you go. All right, Kat, we've been on for almost an hour here. I'm going to go out and eat dinner with my wife. Is there anything real quick you'd like to leave anybody with party words before we do this again? And by the way, Kat, we're doing this again next Monday, so just let you know. You don't have to worry.
Hey, I think you said something, though.
That was last week. It was last week. I know,
but then something pregame this week, too. But, hey, I mean, I made it.
You made it. I'm proud of you. I appreciate it.
I didn't have a link, but I made it.
Right there. That's a friend right there. You got to be there for your boys. Anyway, any party
and
words
no one even commented on the polo.
That's the one I sent you. I said, yeah. I'm sorry.
Well, I had it bought before you sent it to me. You know me. I always try to stay up on the merch. We Bengals fans got to be the best looking fan base in the NFL.
Dude, that is sharp. I do like that. I do like that. That looks
trust me. Anybody that's seen that, what is it? Roto Golf or Rolo Golf?
Yeah,
something like that.
Yeah.
If you're wondering, it feels amazing. Look, it pops. This thing looks good. Petey, thank you. I lay up. Petey's in here for the dunk. Bam,
bam,
windmill. But I got nothing. I'm bummed. I'm bummed with all of you. We'll be back.
We'll be back. All right, Cap. We'll be back at it next Monday. Who Dey, brother? All right, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed that as much as I do. I love Cap. He's a good dude. He's a little bit taking stuff on the chin, that Twitter or whatever. So it is what it is. He's hanging in there, and he will be back better than ever. Anyway, let's get to the Facebook group that let me live stream. Because like I said, all the trolls, I laugh at you guys. I think it's funny, especially the guy who made a TikTok video about me. That's even better. I love it. Seriously, keep doing it. It's awesome. Anyway, check out Who Dey Nation, Who Dey Legion, Bearcat Ruckus, the Ohio State Bucknuts, and the Ice Bar. They're on Facebook. Make sure you check them out. And then follow me on all my social media platforms, all under Sports with Strawberry Ice. I'm on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Twitter handle is at Jeff A. Trunapole. TikTok is at Iceman90. Hopefully we'll be pulling this sound off later on tonight, putting it on the podcast. If I do, make sure to check it out. It's on BeanPod, Apple iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, pretty much wherever you get your podcasts. Please make sure you rate, like, and review. Give me a 5-star review. I would greatly appreciate it. Leave a comment so more Cincinnati fans can find my podcast. YouTubers are at 1,000. I said 8,000. I wish I was at 8,000. I was hoping to be at 2,000, right? But that hasn't happened. But I'm at 1,877. Trying to get to 2,000 as fast as I can. I was going to give away some of this delicious Jackpot Joey beer. I appreciate everybody who stopped by the Jackpot Joey tailgate. I know it's kind of in a weird spot. Maybe we'll move it. Maybe we won't. I'm not sure. But we're out there giving away some of the beer. I know they had it at the Holy Grail. So you guys got a chance to enjoy it. Again, I appreciate all the support you guys are giving me. I know Cap and Jess support appreciate the support you guys give them. Bengals and Brews. Go check out the Blind Tiger. Sean, Who Dey baby. Matt, Bengals and Bourbon. All of us, we appreciate all the kind words you guys say to us and just the support in general. It's awesome. We're here. We are positive Bengal fans, and we're here for the party. We're here for the fun. We're not here to be this number one, that number one. We're all just Bengal fans. That's it. We just want to be Bengals fans. Have fun on Twitter. Have fun doing these shows. And that's it. Because, like I said, that's the reason I started this. I wanted to have fun. I wanted to do this for a living. So anyway, other than that, don't worry, I'll play the Jackpot Joey song tomorrow. But I wanted to hype everybody up and get everybody excited. Remember, it's only week 1, people. Only week 1. We lost by 3 points. The Squealers played the best game they could play. We played one of the worst games we could play. And we still only lost by 3. Just remember that. On to Dallas. Other than that, that's just sports, baby. See ya! Let's go. In the day, black in the night. Stripes in our veins, sparks gonna fly. The beast is awake, orange, black and white. Cause when the jungle come alive, Who Dey, we ignite and
fight, we build it. Earn our stripes, you know we kill it. Bleed our colors, jungle dripping, nasty, natty, yeah, we lit it. Lit the crowd, get the city loud. Yeah, we feasting now. Fit the bounce, make the city howl. Now we beastin' now. Thunder through the tunnel, from the sideline to the huddle. Stripes we tatted on the jungle when we flex that who they muscle on them. Stripes, Cincinnati, we gon' rise in the in the jungle, we unite in the drippin' orange and black and white. All day when we fight, live and die in these stripes. Now who gotta move like it on? Now who wanna move close and on? Now who wanna move on? If you got stripes and you let the city know you rock 'em, yeah we got 'em, yeah we fought 'em. Like that black and orange upon 'em, bingo bottle, never stop it till the beast